This video will show you how to replace the front inner tie rod end on a Chevy Malibu. This is part of the front steering and suspension, located behind the front wheel. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. The first thing we do is safely raise and support the front end of the vehicle so the wheel's off the ground and we'll have the suspension hanging. Now once you've done that, you're going to remove all 5 of your 19mm lug nuts and then the wheel. Now that we have the wheel out of the way, we have a clear view of our tie rod ends and our power steering rack bellows boot. For this, we're going to start in the center of the inner and the outer and break free our jam nut. When we do this, it's a good idea to hold on to the outer tie rod end. You can use some pliers or you can use a 21mm wrench. We're going to be using a 24mm wrench to loosen the jam nut. As far as the jam nut, we're actually going to turn this clockwise. This is going to turn it up the inner tie rod end away from the outer. Now that I have that broken free, let's continue on the outer portion of the outer tie rod end where it connects to our steering knuckle. In this area, you're going to find an 18mm headed mounting nut. Let's go ahead and remove that. Once you have it removed, just go ahead and start it back on a couple threads. Now at this point, if you have a tie rod end removal tool, you can use that. Otherwise, carefully use a hammer. A couple light taps should help break this free. Let's be careful not to cause any damage. A couple light taps with a hammer here. Go ahead and remove that. Let's start removing the outer tie rod end from the inner tie rod end. To do this, we're going to start turning this counterclockwise. As we start turning it, we want to count the amount of turns it takes to remove it, so during the installation, we can reinstall it the same amount of turns. 1, 2, and so on. I got approximately 14. Your results may vary. Go ahead and take note of that. A quick inspection, and we'll set this aside. With the outer tie rod end out of the way, let's continue on with removing our jam nut. Just go ahead and turn that counterclockwise, fully remove it, and we'll set it aside. Now we can continue on to removing our power steering rack bellows boot. You're going to find on the outer side we have a squeezable clamp. For this, I'm just going to use some pliers. We'll attempt to slide this out of place. Just a quick inspection of that. If it feels like it's rotted or weak, you're going to want to replace it. You can use a wire tie if necessary. Continuing on, we're going to follow that bellows boot all the way towards the power steering rack. On my application, I can see that I do have a single-use clamp. For this, I'm just going to use a pry bar, rest it against it, and I'm going to lightly tap on the outer aspect of that pry bar, breaking this free. There's what's left of that clamp. I'm going to set this aside for recycling. We'll take hold of the power steering rack bellows boot, attempt to give it a twist, breaking it free from the power steering rack and from our inner tie rod end. If it does not easily break free, you can use a small angled pick if necessary. All right, that's separated from the power steering rack. Let's go ahead and separate it from that inner tie rod end. We're sliding it all the way off. There it is, friend. A quick inspection and we'll set this aside. Now to remove the inner tie rod end from the power steering rack, you're going to want to have an inner tie rod end tool. These come in all different shapes and sizes. This is the type that I have. As far as removing the inner tie rod end, we want to make our way all the way to where the ball and socket area is. I'm going to take hold of this, we're turning it counterclockwise and unscrewing it from the power steering rack. I'll get my tool in place. Of course, we're going to make sure this is nice and snug. When we go to remove this or install it, you never use an impact tool. Now that I have it broken free, I'll remove my inner tie rod end tool. Let's turn this counterclockwise to remove it. There it is, friend. Prior to installation of any brand new part, let's make sure we clean and inspect our mounting area. For this, I'm just using a clean rag. This vehicle does have an electronic power steering rack. We do not need to worry about having any power steering fluid leaks. This looks good. Let's continue on with our installation. Now we can install our brand new inner tie rod end. A quick note about this, do not use any thread locker on the threads. Let's get this in position on the power steering rack. We're starting it in by hand, so we're sure we're not cross-threading it into the wrong position. We'll bottom it out, and then we'll have to continue on with our inner tie rod end tool, confirming it's properly secured. I've got my tool on there. We're going to make sure that this is bottomed out, and then we're only taking it a tiny bit further here. We just want to make sure that it is secured. We do not want to cause any damage to our power steering rack. Go ahead and remove your tool. Prior to installing the power steering rack bellows boot, we'll use some grease directly inside of the ball and socket of the inner tie rod end. This is going to help keep moisture out of the area. Once you've done that, we're also going to lubricate along the inner tie rod end where our power steering rack bellows boot would sit. That's going to be right up in this area here. This is going to help the alignment professional in the end. Let's get ready to install our bellows boot. As far as this is concerned, we're going to carefully slide it over the inner tie rod end. You're going to find that the outer portion of the inner tie rod end will slide through that bellows boot. Let's go ahead and slide this all the way down onto the power steering rack. We're pressing this in. Slide it right on there. When you do this, you need to confirm it's seated all the way around. We don't want any moisture or debris making its way into this area. After you've confirmed that it's properly seated, we'll continue on with a clamp. As I mentioned, you can use a wire tie. As far as my wire tie, I've already formed a circle. I'm just going to slide this all the way down to the end there. Once you have it in place, we'll make sure that it's nice and tight. Trim off any excess. Let's double check to make sure that's secured to the power steering rack. It should not slide out of place. Assuming that's good, we'll make our way to the outer aspect of this bellows boot. As far as the outer portion of the bellows boot, we'll make sure we have it in the proper area on the inner tie rod end. It should move around fairly easily because we did add lubricant. Now I have my outer clamp. Once again, you can use a wire tie if necessary. I can see bellows boot on each side of my clamp. It's properly secured. We'll apply some anti-seize approximately where our jam nut would sit. Let's install that jam nut. Let's apply some anti-seize along the threaded portion here where our outer tie rod end will sit. Now it's time for installation of our tie rod end. Let's start this onto the inner tie rod end. We're turning this clockwise. Once we have it started on, we're going to count the amount of turns. We want to have the same amount of turns as it took to remove the outer tie rod end originally. 1, 2, and so on. We'll bring the jam nut down. We will be tightening this. For now, let's make our way to the outer portion where the outer tie rod end connects to our knuckle. Let's re-secure our outer tie rod end to our steering knuckle. We're lining this up. We'll continue on with our outer tie rod end nut down along the bottom. With that started on, we'll snug it up and then torque it to 35 foot-pounds. Double check to make sure that's secured. Let's make our way to the jam nut next. As far as the jam nut, we're going to be holding onto the outer tie rod end, and then we'll tighten that jam nut. When you tighten this, we're turning it counterclockwise towards the outer tie rod end. We'll just make sure that's nice and snug. We do not want this coming loose while we're driving down the road. Now, one last quick inspection, and we can reinstall our wheel. We're going to get the wheel in place. Once we have it up there, go ahead and start on all 5 of your 19mm lug nuts. We're going to bottom them out in a crisscross manner. We'll get the wheel back on the ground, and we can torque each lug nut to 100 foot-pounds. Now I have the wheel safely on the ground. We're going to torque these to that 100 foot-pounds in a crisscross manner. Torqued. Okay, friend, we finished our installation. Now the next thing you want to do is take your vehicle for a road test, listen for any odd noises, and get yourself a 4-wheel alignment. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.